Welcome back, guys. In this week's episode, we head north. After a change of plans from going out west to hunt the western edge of Tennessee, we decided to head north to Kentucky, where we hunted earlier this year during velvet season. This weekend, I'm joined by my buddy, Tyler Loveday, and my newly acquainted buddy, Jeremy from Seek First Outdoors. As we headed up to Kentucky, we were non-stop discussing spot locations and ideas on where they will most likely be cruising this weekend going into the later part of October. So stay tuned as we get into some really good buck sign and we hit the ground running. Finally made it. We're here in Kentucky. We had a different game plan this morning. We were supposed to be heading out towards West Tennessee, but some plans changed when we recently found out that this weekend's juvenile hunt means that only juveniles in the state of Tennessee can hunt. So that means nobody can archery hunt, which kind of put a damper on our plans. But we decided that since we all had Kentucky tags, that we were going to come up here to Kentucky and hunt. So we got up here, it's about 5 o'clock now, and we're just gonna get a quick little evening hunt in and see if we can't get on something early, but we've got all weekend, and all we've been doing the whole way up here is scouting on Onyx. So a little backstory. We're exactly where we were earlier in a couple videos where we hunted early season for the velvet whitetails. And we're actually at one of the spots that I'd seen a couple deer. I hadn't seen any bucks on the spot that we're going to, but there's a good ridge system that comes down from over here, and it comes down into these planted cornfields, and it's still standing corn, which it's about that time where it's probably going to be coming off here soon. But we're all going to try and wrap around this edge and spread out and see if we can't get something coming down off the ridge into this field this evening. So we're going to jump in there and test our luck, see what happens.
Sunset and a half hour after shooting light, so I got about 45 minutes. So we just got set up. There's a ton of feed sign in here and a bunch of rubs. We don't have much for cover, which sucks. Let's just hope they play it right and come straight down that funnel, right down this drainage. Let's go.
Huh? He said, huh?
Dang, boys, I hate that I came here and saw the first deer, man. You know?
Oh, dude, we were covered in bucks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We just didn't want to shoot anything. We were holding out. We saw a couple 160s, 170s.
Oh, thank you.
But we figured 200 up.
Yeah, that was true. Honestly, that's what I was thinking.
But
Yeah.
first night in the books.
Not bad.
Let's go get some freaking food, man.
All I'm going to say is me and Cooper definitely found the sign, and we know where we're staging and everything. For future reference, that's a pretty darn good spot. So, I believe he died, but it's like,
What do he look like?
looks like
That's how we know.
I'm just being honest. His woman was out there on the bed of his truck cooking sausages.
Was that the truck, that black truck with the cooler sitting on the bed? You think he got any sausage left?
That was what it kept doing the whole way. You would open up, close it, open up, close it. So it's pretty sick. To be honest, like I was telling you about making sicker.
Awesome. That about wraps up tonight. We made it to the hotel room that we all decided was a non-sketchy hotel. Then we get here, it's extremely sketchy. So we're gonna eat some supper. We're gonna jump on a podcast, do a little podcast together, just go over some stuff. 9:30, so I'm sure we'll be up late having a good time talking. And we're gonna hit the ground running in the morning. We've got some spots lined up, and I think we'll be on them early. With this cold front coming through, it's supposed to be low 30s, right around 30, 32 degrees in the morning. Try and get up on top of this flat, walk up these drainages, and just look for sign. I think we've got a pretty good morning ahead of us, so we'll fall into this podcast, eat up, get some sleep, hit it in the morning. It's 7:45. We've been walking since 5 o'clock. We've been walking for almost 3 hours. We tried to get back in this spot, and it just kept getting thicker and thicker, and we're like, oh, at the bottom of this, it's gotta thin out. It was perfect drainage. I mean, everything you think of. And about 2 hours in, it wasn't getting any better. So we had to pop out here to the top of this field. And now we get to enjoy this beautiful sunrise. But we're gonna keep glassing all these fields and trying to find a place to set up. Well, we have not stopped walking yet. We've been walking for like going on 4 hours now. It's kind of a nice change of pace. Nice to be able to move around and not just sit all day. It's about 9:30 now. We've been walking this whole time, just scouting our way through, kind of still hunting. And we're starting to see some more sign, like right where we started this morning, but just 60, 70 yards in the opposite direction. It's funny that we've walked probably 4 miles, and all the sign is
To the right of where we came.
to the right of where we came in, but not on that, towards the car. I mean, we're standing over top of a pretty nice scrape here with a nice licking branch that's just getting hammered. And we've seen a couple of these now. We've got like a direct line of path from almost where Tyler's at. And just a scrape line. It's what, probably 200 yards back this
Let's
direction.
work this whole edge.
And just working these edges along this field. I mean, it just is a perfect example of how a buck moves downwind off of field edges and scent checks looking for does, and kind of establishes his own scent trail himself in his territory. There's a lot of thick cover about 3/4 of the way up these sides of the mountain, and just above them and below them is where we've seen all the sign. So we're gonna start walking back towards Tyler. He said he's seen a couple deer this morning, so get back over to him, see how his morning went, get some food, and head back out this afternoon. After seeing a good amount of fresh sign this morning, we decided to back out and go get some lunch and shoot our bows for a little bit before we headed back out for the afternoon hunt. Having in mind that Tyler had seen a few small bucks and the sign around him was the same as what we were seeing, we thought we could imitate that piece of land to another WMA that's close in the area. We picked a few spots out on the map and started to hike in. And once we got in, sure enough, we were on the sign again.
We're set up about 15 yards just down this drainage from this line of scrapes that runs up to where those scrapes were on that trail. Man, the wind is perfect. We're just below where they're going to be walking on this bench. They're going to be walking around this ridge top, kind of like the peak, scent checking all these trails. Up on top, these there's a big oak flat up there, and then there's the logging road that runs through it with all those scrapes on it. Well, this is just down on the leeward side, and we're down below where the scrapes are. That's on this bench, just off of it. So in theory, they're going to be walking that bench, scent checking and checking their scrapes. They're definitely going to be coming from behind me. I'm only set up 5 foot off the ground. It's perfect. I wish I had just a little more cover. So if we see one, it's going to be tough getting drawn. And if anything, I'm going to have to wait till it gets past me and then get a shot off just past the tree here. I'm right underneath of a giant white oak. It's just hammering the ground with acorns. It's probably 4 foot diameter. So worst case scenario, wait till they get behind that tree and draw back. Boom. Put one right through the frickin' powerhouse, baby. Let's go. We're starting to get on some action. See 2 decent little younger bucks. And I had a doe come in and then a bobcat come through. It's prime time. It's like 30 minutes till sunset. 2 hunters come walking in at like 50 yards. And they just stop. They're looking at a deer. I know they are. They're like bobbing and weaving. And they're just standing up there right on this scrape. Finally, I whistled at them. They saw me because I shined my light on them. They start walking out and they just freaking spooked something.
Day 2. It's 3:30 in the morning. Still got one in bed over here. We gotta be out of here by 4 or else we're gonna be late. So we gotta get moving, get everything packed up because we're not coming back. Today's our last day. And I think the plan is go in about the same spot we went in yesterday morning. And we're all gonna surround kind of like 2 drainage ditches along with a finger ridge that comes out. So get in there, set up. Hopefully we have some time to let the woods chill out. And then get on with it. Can't catch a freaking break. It's 11 o'clock. I decided to get down to go get some lunch, change spots. I get down, I'm very quiet. I'm packing my tree stand up. Got my stand all packed up. I just finished winding my bow rope up, putting it on my stand. And I hear a thump, and I turn around. Right here behind me, 25 yards, a nice buck, a very nice buck. He saw me moving. I don't know if he knew what I was. He didn't blow, but he took off running straight at Tyler. So fingers crossed he's texting me now. Let's see what he says. He said it just came to him at 10 yards, and he was getting down too, and his bow was already on the ground. Oh, why?
Man, it seems like the closer I get to success, the worse my luck gets. That'd pretty much wrap up this morning's hunt. We'd head down, go to the truck, go get some lunch, kind of regroup for this evening. My plan was to get a little further in from where I was at this morning, towards where all the scrapes were in the bowl, and I knew my winds would swirl. I just had to hope and pray that with the thermals and the wind direction, that it would just be in my favor. Yeah.
Because we're going to keep doing that, he's going to take. I'm going to find them coming out of safety.
Man, have we put the work in. Now it's time for it to pay off. It all comes down to this. Last hunt, man. Last hunt of the trip.
Man, I've been wanting to hunt this spot all week. It's our last night. So we're throwing everything. There's a ton of scrapes in here. This is where we walked through yesterday, and it was just loaded. Actually, right behind me. Right here. Giant scrape. Up in there is a sweet big old cedar that's just freaking annihilated. I had a little spike buck come from this way this morning, and that buck that we scared getting out of the tree this morning was coming to this spot. We just want a deer. That's all I want. A nice buck. That's all I care. Don't care if it's a giant. Just a nice buck and a good trip. It's about 3 o'clock. Got about roughly 4 hours to sit. Should be a good evening. Wind's going right up. I'm just above the bench where they're all walking through. So, let's do it. Spike buck coming in. I knew there was a deer coming. I could hear him sneezing.
Well, as darkness began to fall, we would only see some spikes and some does. But I'm not upset. You know, sometimes it's not always after chasing the big buck. Sometimes it's about the grind and the knowledge that we learn from each hunt. Yeah, it gets old, you know, going in blind, not seeing anything. But these types of trips where you get to share it with your buddies mean more to me than any other type of trip, because we're making memories, we're having fun, and we're sharing the opportunity to go out and try and shoot a mature buck. So as we wrap this hunt up, we all kind of talked about what we took away from it and how we're going to use those strategies going into the next hunt. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one.
Well, you guys were here when it happened. Just